Hi, I'm Halvar. Today I want to show you my approach on how to make music for video games, from the initial idea to the fully implemented music in the game. So let's just dive straight into one example.
Okay, here is a tower defense game where I have composed and produced the music and implemented it using Wwise. When I first saw the gameplay, it reminded me of some of those classic games from the 80s. This tower defense game is kind of a casual one-player game with levels to complete. I think this game with lots of explosions and war theme needs music that has a lot of energy. My creative idea here is to make music that feels like one continuous track that you would hear on Spotify or iTunes. The challenge is to compose it so that the player does not get bored by the music over time. This means that there needs to be some sort of random stuff going on. I also want the music to rise in intensity as the player gets closer and closer to completing the level. The gameplay here is pretty predictable, where each level takes at least 4 minutes to complete. Each level is also sort of linear walk towards completing the level, if you don't lose. The interactive music don't have to be able to make quick changes back and forth between states in the game. With this in mind, I have set up a system where the different segments of music branch in a random but still controlled way. Let's take a look under the hood and see how things look in Wwise. The first thing that the player hears is the game menu music. I want the game menu music to be random, just as the gameplay music. So I've set up a segment here with 3 different tracks. One track or one layer that plays all the time, and 2 layers that randomly plays. So every time that the menu music loops, there will be a little bit different. When the game starts, the music transitions into something that sounds almost the same as the menu music, because I want the thing to feel like a seamless piece of music. And when the action starts, there is a transition. That goes into the gameplay music. Here we are in intensity 1. And we can see that intensity 1 starts with one segment of music. I want that one to start every time. After that, the music randomly plays between these 3 segments here. This goes on and on until the level reach wave number 4. Then the music transitions into a more intense layer. As in intensity 1, I have controlled the first piece of music that plays. And after that, the music plays random. Okay, let's see what happens when the level reach wave number 7. Okay, a little bit more intense there with some cymbals, ride cymbals going on in the drums. Here I wanted to control that the piece of music that we hear right now is the second segment in this intensity layer. Okay, we are almost done. Wave 10 of enemies are coming up in the level. Let's hear what's going on then. In intensity 4 here, the music plays in a higher key. And there is more going on in the music. So you can say that from intensity layer 1 or all from the menu music, the music is kind of a long crescendo. Let's see what happens when the level is 1. Then there is a level wind stinger playing, and the music goes back to the menu music.
Okay, this was some examples of what I do as a composer for video games. If I was to pick 3 of my strengths as a composer, I would say that I'm easy to work with, I always deliver on time, and I have enough knowledge of game developing, programming, so I can speak the same language as the rest of the game developing team. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to contact me if you think that I can help you on your next project. Goodbye!